Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Gonna jump right into some bite down boxing coverage. I'm mainly jumping on here just to be consistent and to, you know, for the culture of boxing. So tonight we had this IBF super middleweight title fight with Caleb Plant defending his title against Truax. Caleb Truax of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, I believe. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's start down in the, Rancis Barthélemy with All Rivera. I don't know, man. The narrative, what the narrative became with Rancis. He has to be talked into doing whatever, and I thought he looked pretty decent, but he's just not really a factor at welterweight in my opinion. And I don't really want to spend I don't want to veer away from tonight's action, but to keep in, since I am talking about Rancis Barthélemy, the announcement of Manny Pacquiao being stripped and Yordenis Ugas being elevated to the super champ and for the WBA, and to see some tweets exchanged between Errol Spence Jr. It's just boxing, man. That's how we get things done nowadays. Convenience. But I didn't see anything from Rancis. Again, if people have to plead with you to do your job, I mean, if we had to plead with Wardell Curry to shoot 3-pointers, or LeBron James to dribble the air out of the basketball, or I don't even know none of them NASCAR cats, but if we had to plead with them to put the car in the right gear, only in boxing do we have these types of issues. But Rancis, he got the victory over Al Rivera. I didn't think he looked too bad, but he won 97, 93, 99, 91, and 100-90. Moving to the opener on Fox. I was shocked that both cards were on Fox, actually. I didn't really, be honest, I didn't really pay attention to this card. I really wasn't emailed a whole lot of stuff about it when press conferences or Zoom conferences were taking place and whatnot. It just was a date. But Joey Spencer against Isaiah Seldon, shout out to Spencer. Whipped dude's ass. I didn't understand what was going on with Jerry Cantu, the referee. We didn't get to see a lot from Spencer tonight. Couple sweeping left hooks. Then he got a right hand for the first knockdown against Seldon. Seldon didn't have a lot of pop. I think he had 14 wins, only 5 knockouts. And then he comes back and went through like this shoving punch with the right hand that caught Sheldon up top on the left side of his forehead or something, and he didn't take it that well. It was kind of a delayed reaction, and he went down again, and Cantu stopped the fight. And then Seldon yelled, I'm up. I'm up. What are you doing? I do think he was pretty hurt, and I don't understand what the hell was going on with Cantu. He brought the guys together earlier and said something about, I see the looks. This is not going to be a street fight. But guys give, newsflash, fighters give intimidating looks to their opponents before the fight starts, and even sometimes during the fight. Why the hell is Madonna on my TV in 2021? Young Madonna. Oh, it's with, okay. Anyway, Michael, the highlight of the night, man, had to really be Michael Polite Coffee and Dermani Rock I said that Rock looked a little slimmer in one of the pictures that I saw leading up to the fight earlier in the week. I said that he looked bad tonight. I would even have to wonder as a heavyweight. When you look like that, when you look like you haven't done a push up, you haven't hit the weights. Like, is your strength good? Is there any explosiveness? And I feel like that's what Michael Coffey, who did eight years in the military, simplified. Shout out to the service members across the country and whatnot. Thank you for your service. But Coffey had to know what he was dealing with. He was standing a couple of times. He was standing elbow to elbow with Rock, and nothing was happening. I just respect Coffey being relaxed, being he looked like he was picking up what was going on and assessing what was in front of him. And in the third round, he lands that beautiful left uppercut. That was a good shot. He slipped off of Rock and got a little bit of space, and then threw that left that left uppercut that knocked all the slob and the snot out of Rock's face. And I was a little shocked that Rock got up. I think he got a little help from Reese, and I was kind of shocked actually that he did. Moments later, Rock was down again, and on that knockdown, that first knockdown, Coffey took a right hook from Damani Rock, but he landed the more significant shot, obviously, with that uppercut. But moments later, after he gets up, they, he was calm and patient. Again, you couldn't have too many concerns about Damani Rock the way that he looked physically. Not a lot of just an embarrassment, man. You get a chance to go on Fox. It's not cable TV. Anybody can see the fight. And you on there looking that bad, man. That's horrible. And I'm struggling, both of these guys were 6'5". Damani Rock is over 260 pounds. And maybe just thinking, from my amateur pedigree, I can overwhelm this guy. I have some experience on him and whatnot. But just looking bad physically. I just don't know how you can perform at a high level and be explosive, agility. I don't know how you can do any of that when you look like that. I don't go to the gym every day, and he doesn't look a whole lot better than me. Really doesn't. Now the thing is, man, you got to think though. He's 6'5". If you saw Damani Rock in person in regular clothing, 6'5" at 260 pounds, he's probably not looking horrible. But when you take off your shirt and and you're fighting in a boxing match, and you have lower back fat jiggling around and whatnot, the little bit that he was on his toes, just not a good look, man. So shout out to Coffey. Coffey was also 261, but you saw some firmness up in his chest under his t-shirt before he took off his t-shirt during introductions. You saw that he was ready to fight. And at 261, he wasn't really flabby. He's a big guy, but not flabby. I've seen Lennox Lewis kind of have a similar body makeup and whatnot. But anyway, man, he gets that short left hook, beautiful left hook, to get the stoppage. Reese only counted to like 7 and then waved it off. Damani Rock was hurt pretty badly. And, Coffey, what was that, like 12-0 or something? He gets the stoppage. Damani Rock, I don't know, man. Like, do you want to be a professional or not? Do you like your job or not? Do you like the fight? Do you like boxing? Like, you just took a check. Like, what did you waste your time for? Officially, the time was 59 seconds in the third round. so on and so forth. Getting to the main event, Caleb Plant with Truax. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Truax, man. I think he tried. I think he had a little bit of strategy maybe to do something later in the fight. He did try to rally a little later in the fight, but basically to sum it up, man, he got beat up with a left hand all night. He got beat up with Caleb Plant's jab and then Caleb Plant's left hook in the variety of ways that Plant threw the left hook. Um, Truax was bloody, face red in the fourth round. Going into the fifth round, he hadn't landed over four punches per round. Going into the fifth round, I don't have many notes for round 6, 7, and 8, but in 8 he threw that overhand right that caught Caleb Plant very flush, kind of in the middle of the forehead. Right hand by Caleb Plant to close the round in round 9. I want to say it was another left hook from Caleb Plant that was really flush at like the 130 mark. Round 10, this is how much the gap in scoring punches. It was 125 to 32 in total punches, according to CompuBox. Round 11 in body shots is 33 to 6. Some decent exchanges in there. Truax is trying to, he's trying to do the best that he can. Then we get into the 12th CP. Caleb Plant is kind of going for the stoppage, trying to do something exciting. Again, he's trying to position himself for a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Whether you believe that or not, or whether you have any faith in that happening or not, I mean, he went for it a little bit. Truax finishes the fight on his feet, man. He was, like I said, he was bloody. He was beat up. Very early, man, when he stood at the same range all night. He stood at mid-range all night, getting beat up and outscored, and to never close the distance, that wasn't his fight. He's not a physical guy. He's not a he wasn't going to disrupt what Plant wanted to do. Wasn't going to get him into the ropes and muddy the fight up, make it ugly or anything. And he just wasn't going to be able to stand at any kind of distance and somehow get a tactical advantage in the fight. Like I said, Plant just did the same thing all night. Left uppercuts, left hooks, leaping left hooks, lead left hooks, sparingly. Threw with the right hand. He said he hurt his right hand in like the 4th or 5th round and said that was the reason why he didn't really go for the knockout. He wins the fight 120 to 108 on all 3 cards. Not a whole lot of mystery, man. It is what it is. I can see, nobody came into the live stream, which is cool. But that just tells me that's indicative of the fact that nobody really cared about this fight. Again, like I said, man, I just came on here to try to be impartial and to be consistent. So I talked about it. I took some notes on it. I like Coffee, man. I want to see more of the guy. I liked how relaxed he was. I liked his his in-ring demeanor. And then to beat the hell out of Damani Rock, man. You come in here looking unprepared and sloppy like that, I'm gonna kick your ass and get you out of here. And he's a New York guy, man. So he already has that confidence about him and whatnot. I think he was from Brooklyn. With the late start, I heard they said he was working a ton of different camps and he's a student of the game. He has decent size and good power, man. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. He was very expressed a great deal of gratitude in Al Heyman having him on the show. And he does look like I see somewhat of a professional, and a guy concerned with his craft and whatnot. So I don't have nothing much bad to say about Coffee. I like to see him again. It's a little too early. I saw somebody on Mr. Boxing Today's live stream about Coffee, and Deontay Wilder, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, I got some concerns about where Wilder is as a fighter right now, but no sense in Coffee getting thrown into that just now. Although he's been in camp with him like 4 times from what they said on the telecast. But on fight night under the bright lights, I think that still might be just a little bit too much for him. But I don't know. He fought Rock the way that he fought Rock because he saw what he was dealing with. Who knows what he would do against a Michael Hunter or a Charles Martin or Gerald Washington, some of those guys like that, even a Rivas, Takam and whatnot. So I just want to see more of Coffee, man. I like a guy, like I said. It's that. Again, though, with Damani Rock, though, man, to see a dude like Anthony Joshua who's making tens of millions of dollars per fight, stays in shape, eats right, cares about his body, and here you are trying to break through and you don't give a damn about nothing. You just showed up tonight. Like I said, what kind of strength can you really have when I don't even know if Damani Rock could do 13 push-ups. 13 push-ups, bro. That's pretty bad. Anyway, man, that's pretty much the card, man. Fox is like, we don't give a damn or we're counting on you to give us $75 for a pay-per-view. That's our boxing that's our boxing content. We either throw some shit on here for free or you give us $75 and we give you a half-ass something. It's hot and cold. No medium, a quarter medium or 3. That's it, man. Let me get on off here. Bite down boxing. Don't let them count you out.